Okay, so I showed two videos unboxing of in-wall subwoofer amplifier and also unboxing of one of those RW5802s from Klipsch. Now let's talk subwoofers a little bit. The reason I want to talk subwoofers is because a lot of people seem to think that subwoofer placement is not a big deal um, because it's the, the low frequencies are Um, you can't localize them, and they're basically um, they're everywhere. You can't really localize low frequencies. Well, while it may be true that you can't localize, but subwoofer placement is important, and I would say even more important than placement of any other speakers. Um, there is a sweet spot when you place a subwoofer. There's always a sweet spot. Um, just like with your center, your left, and your right. If you don't point your if you point your center channel up or down and not at your ears or your face, obviously you're gonna hear a sound bouncing off the ceiling or a sound bouncing off the floor. Same kind of thing with the subwoofer. Now, uh, they have this theory about how you should position your subwoofer in your room, which is where you position the subwoofer where you sit. So let's say you put your subwoofer over right next to your chair where you would be sitting and watching a movie, and then you walk around the room or you crawl around the room and you listen uh, to the bass that would sound nice and deep and basically would be clean. And when you crawl around the room, when you actually find that place, because the bass is going to sound different uh, depending on where you are in the room. When you find that sweet spot, that's where you're supposed to place the subwoofer. But sometimes that sweet spot, like in my case, for example, is actually uh, down in the basement, further down. This room here is only partially enclosed. Um, so this room here is closed this way, but on that end, my basement is wide open. So actually I found bass to sound the best approximately about 20 feet away from this room, down that way. I guess it must be bouncing off the walls or something. And obviously I'm not going to put the subwoofer right there because that would not make any sense. I currently have three subwoofers, and they're all sitting in the back of my room. I do not want to place anything in the front because I already have three speakers here hanging. They're quite large, and I don't want to put two boxes here to even more destroy the look of the room. So I decided to opt for in-wall subwoofers. See what happens in my case is even if I have all three subs running in the back, where I'm sitting, it sounds fine, but when I move up towards the front, the bass is just gone. It disappears, and it's a huge difference. I only move like maybe 2-3 feet up to the front, and the difference is unbelievable, in the sound of the bass. And I did do calibration, with the microphone provided with the receiver and everything, and uh, it just does not sound the way I want it to sound. I want to be enclosed, enveloped in that bass wherever I am in this room, you know. So that's why I decided to put two subwoofers in the front, and because I want to kind of preserve the look of the room, I want to put them in wall. That's why I opted for these Klipsch in-wall subwoofers. I think from all the subwoofers, in-wall subwoofers, this was probably one of the best deals out there. I know they're not cheap, and you've been looking around probably, and you notice that you can't really find them any cheaper than the list price, which is $549. Uh, However, there's always eBay. I got these pretty much with shipping at $200 a piece, um, and it's you just have to look for a situation where installer or somebody who does home theater installations uh, purchases one of these or two of these, and the customer decides not to use it, or they go against in-wall and they want to have a box subwoofer. Uh, that's in that case, installer wants to get rid of them, and they want to get rid of them uh, pretty much at less than half the price because they know they're going to lose money on it. So if you really do look, you can find them. Just be patient. You can find them on eBay at a lower price, around 200 bucks. Um, yes, of course, yeah, you have no warranty, and you know if something breaks down, and you can't go to Clips and say, oh yeah, I bought them on eBay, because they will not honor that warranty. See, the reason you pay $549 is because uh, the price of the actual speaker, I'm assuming, is probably around 150 to 100. The other 250 bucks you pay just in case the speaker breaks down, so they can send you a new one. That's why they honor warranties from people and from places that have items listed at full price, full retail price. Unless you buy from a place like Best Buy, or any local store that has these marked down. Um, Again, the reason I opted for these is because they're enclosed. If you go online and look online, sometimes you find subwoofers. For example, Polk makes some subs that they sell a sub, or JBL. I saw JBL for 150 bucks, which is sounded like a good deal. But then you have to build in a box into the wall, which you need for that particular subwoofer. You can't just put the speaker in the wall, especially sub, which drives a lot of air, because you're gonna have all the air moving inside the wall, and it's gonna sound horrible. That's why these are good, because you don't have to worry about it. They're sealed, so wherever you put them, the sound will not travel through the wall. So that's the first thing that I would recommend, definitely. If you're buying in-wall sub, make sure it's sealed. Um, Now, I'm going to put them down here directly underneath the speaker. Um, and the reason being is because obviously I can't put them higher because of the screen. And the studs and electrical wires run in such way that just this is the only spot. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one under the left speaker. Um, so that's pretty much it. Again, I did say that I didn't opt for Klipsch, dedicated Klipsch amp to power these subs because of the price. It's there's no way I'm paying 800 bucks for the in-wall sub amplifier. I think it's just too much money. And you know what? If you want to buy one of these, you don't have to buy two. You can buy one. And what's a good option, I believe, if you want to buy an amp, would be Outlaw 2200 amp. It's a mono amp. Uh, I believe it drives 200 watts. Um, it's a great amp. Great. I think it costs 350 on their website, and actually it costs $25 less on Amazon. And that would be a great amp for in-wall